Picked her up on Christmas Day at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. She was with him for 3 days. I picked her up on the 28th in the afternoon at about 11, and we were going up to the mountains for a Christmas, like an after Christmas party, because I worked for a few days, so I didn't get to do anything for Christmas. And we were on our way up to the mountains, and she was kind of wiggling or like manipulating herself on her car seat, and I was kind of like, well, what is she doing? I kind of watched her the whole way up there. It was about an hour-long drive. Kept watching her do it. She was doing it the whole way. I asked her if she needed to go to the bathroom or what, I was like, why are you doing that, I was like, you need to go to the bathroom. So I kind of just made her sit on the toilet to go to the bathroom. I was like, does it hurt or does it itch? I was like, are you itching? Are you hurting or what? She's like, it hurts. And I was like, well, it hurts probably because you're rubbing around on stuff like that. I was like, you shouldn't, that will make it hurt if you're rubbing like that. I was like, when you shouldn't rub it hard. And she told me, Daddy rubs. I then was like, Daddy, you shouldn't rub it hard at all. I was like, you wipe yourself, I was like, was it when you were going potty? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, what did Daddy do? I asked her, what did he do? And she then, and I was actually getting ready to give her a bath, so she was naked at that time. She was she put her little feet up on the toilet seat and began to penetrate herself.
You saw this with your own eyes?
Saw it with my own eyes. My 3-year-old daughter, and she doesn't just say things like that. CPS told me to take her in the emergency room. I took her into the emergency room, and I explained my situation to them. And I already told them at the front desk, I told them it's a personal thing. I don't want to talk about it. So they sent me to the back, and I explained in detail the situation to the lady and the doctor in the back. And she then told me because it had happened in the city next to me, and because of it was a rape or molestation, they wouldn't.
I did.
Unfortunately, we lost our baby boy due to some complications and had to prematurely deliver him early this morning around 4 a.m.
Do you even want these results?
I have to know. I have to finish my lip. I have to know.
I know. I'm going to give you one last chance, sir. So anything you want to say to your son?
I love him. I love him to death.
Okay.
I'll do anything for him. He knows I will.
Okay. Anthony, you came here and we gave you a lie detector test. And we asked you, and just so the audience knows, the lie detector test, the questions that I read are general and specific, not specific, they're general. But back in the back, we ask very specific and detailed questions which we cannot read on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, so just want to explain that. Anthony, we asked you, did you commit the crime you pled guilty to? You answered no.
You apologize.
And then what I did what? And I did what? And I comfort you, right? And I said I apologize, right? And when I came back down here, when I told you, I came back down here. I said I was gonna never do nothing to you again. And did I cheat on you again though? Did I cheat on you again though? When I came back down here and had your child, did I?
No.
Anything else you gotta say? Because you look stupid in the face. You look real stupid.
No.
You really do. Not a so.
So Danielle,
Okay.
I'm a little confused. Are you saying you did cheat on him?
I admitted to kissing someone,
Okay.
but I never in my life parted my legs open for not one person on it. Yo, stop talking. I'm talking. He asked Danielle a question, not John. I never, not one time, parted my legs open for not one man in this earth.
They wouldn't check my daughter.
She describes in pretty graphic detail about your daughter, who was very young age, doing something super physical, right, to herself.
Yeah.
When you hear that, how does that make you feel?
It makes me sick that she would even think that I would ever do anything like that to her.
Did you molest your daughter?
No, I did not, Steve. There's no way.
When I hear stories that I just don't believe, I tend not to believe the story in general.
Right.
And when she says that she took a 3.5-year-old to the hospital, and they're like, nope, we can't help her because this didn't happen in this town.
Yeah.
She's a child who obviously was some injury caused to her, and they're not even going to do anything for the child? Not even Motrin? You know, I mean...
You know I wouldn't do that to my daughter. You freaking know damn well.
I'm really calm about situations. No, there's not. Yeah. Honestly, with the way that I try not thinking about all the things that have happened in the past, but when you've mentally done all the things that you do, there's no reason for me not... When my daughter... okay, I'm not the kind of person... Jeremy, have I ever made stuff up?
Yeah, you just did.
No.
You just did.
Okay, in 4 years...
Just because you've been molested...
I did.
And your mind is messed up, don't blame that me.
Okay.
We asked Jeremy. He came here. He's accused of the most horrible thing you can do, in my opinion. You know, molest a child. And then molest your own child. Whew. Terrible. So you came here, and we asked you, did you ever sexually molest your daughter? You answered no. And the results of your lie detector test is that Jeremy told the truth.
Get out of here, dude! Get out of here! This dude. You know what?
Say something.
Hey, Chad. What is this? What the hell is this? What is this? Who is this girl?
What are you doing here?
I read your text message. I saw it, what it said. It said, meet me at Starbucks in 15 minutes. Why did you tell me you were going to work when you were going to be here with this girl? Who is this girl? Who? Sorry, I don't know who you are, but this is my boyfriend, and we've been together for a really long time, and
You got this all wrong.
Why are you being
just
so
seems a
calm
little
about
suspicious.
this? What are you talking about? I have this all wrong. You lied. You bold-faced lied to me. You told me you were going to work, and you're here at Starbucks with some girl I've never seen before in my actual life.
You want to listen for a sec?
Yeah, I do want to listen for a sec. But first, I want to know who this girl is. Seriously, like, how could you lie to me like that? Really? What? Why do you think that? Why? You're not even.
Why don't we just...
No, shh. Don't tell me to shush. He just.
My brother, about 1.5 years ago, he started his visits court ordered, and I
When
brought
you say he, Bobby is the father of your daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was changing her diaper one day and noticed that she had something in her diaper area, so I brought her to the doctors, and they told me that she had skin tags down there and gave her some creams for it. After a couple weeks, they started getting bigger. And I brought her back to the doctors, and they referred us to a dermatologist. So we went to the dermatologist, and the doctor looked down there because they were going to remove the skin tags. And he told me that she had contracted genital warts from sexual abuse. And that he couldn't treat it that day, that he was going to contact DHS.
And how old is your daughter at this time when the doctor says this?
1.5 years. And so I left the dermatologist and I went straight to the DHS office with my daughter. I filed a complaint and we went to the hospital.
You filed a complaint against Bobby?
Yes. That's the only place that she had gone.
Right.
And after a couple weeks, we got referred to a specialist. They did an evaluation, internal and external, and she had no internal damage, but she did have an STD that she has to deal with for the rest of her life. After we got back, she got to go back to the dermatologist so they could do treatments on her, and they did a liquid nitrogen treatment, and it did an evaluation, internal and external, and she had no internal damage, but she did have an STD that she has to deal with for the rest of her life. After we got back, she got to go back to the dermatologist so they could do treatments on her, and they did a liquid nitrogen treatment, and it just blistered and blistered, and we were in and out of the hospital. She had a temperature of over 103, and there was nothing they could do for her pain but Tylenol and Benadryl to keep her comfortable. So I had to stop the treatments because she was just suffering from it. And I asked Bobby about it, and he told me that he didn't touch children. And I had the DHS worker call me. He had 2 other complaints filed against him for children under the age of 5.